Thanks for listening to the Hutchinson Salt Hawk Football pregame show. Join us 30 minutes prior to each and every Salt Hawk game, each week throughout the entire football season. Kickoff is just minutes away, so stay tuned, and thanks again for listening.
Right is Noah Gray. Going to give it off. Darrell Williams cuts it back to the linebacker, skirting right into the end zone. Touchdown! Kansas City. Darrell Williams, smart and tough.
This Sunday, the Chiefs travel to Nashville to battle the Tennessee Titans. Pregame starts at 11, right here on your home for Kansas City Chiefs football.
Our coverage begins at noon with the kickoff here on KWBW Radio.
It's time for Hutchinson Salt Hawk Sports on BW Radio. The Salt Hawks are brought to you in part by First National Bank, H&R Block, Pools Plus, Nextech Wireless, APAC Shears, and the Medicine Shop. Also thanks to these Salt Hawk boosters, Hayden & Company, the Summit of Hutchinson with Doctors Lowen and Severud, and American Family Insurance agent Travis Rodenbach. Now your host for Salt Hawk Sports, Glenn Grunwald.
Hi, good evening, everybody, and welcome to Maize, Kansas. We're on the campus of Maize High, and it's the Hutchinson Salt Hawks traveling to Maize tonight for the last game of the regular season. I'm Glenn Grunwald, joined by Dan Nacarado. Matt Peterson's on my left with the stream, which, by the way, we had a little adventure tonight. We got the stream up. We won't have a scoreboard on it, but we're having some software issues, but thank goodness Matt was here to figure it out. We appreciate him very much, and I think this is going to be a very good game, and it's a beautiful night.
It's absolutely a great night for football. The weather is perfect. The venue is always a fun one to come over to, and this has been a pretty good rivalry through the years between Maize and Hutchinson.
It really has been, and you dated back. You go back to 2019, and Hutch was beat by Maize 55-14. You turn that around 1 year later, Hutch got the wins 32-28, and now you match up tonight. We don't know what's going to take place, but Hutchinson overall has a 17-6 record against the Maize Eagles. But you look at 17, 18, and 19. Hutch had a close game, a 1-point win for Maize on 2017. And then Maize got it together 49-0 over Hutchinson, 55-14 over Hutch until last year. They stubbed their toe a little bit. And as they advanced last year into the playoffs, that was a situation to where they lost to Hutch, and then in playoff action they beat Liberal, they beat Maize South, and then lost finally to Bishop Carroll. So that kind of tells you the quality program that Maize has started to develop here. And really, in the last few years, with the exception of last year, and give credit to that senior class from last year leading Hutchinson to a victory in a tight ball game.
Last year, Hutchinson found a way to win a lot of close games that were nail-biters, very exciting. That game against Maize was one of the best ever. If you go back, I don't care what year you're talking about, that was an exciting football game last year, and I think you called a fantastic game, Glenn, and I know a lot of people went back and watched that game on the YouTube channel.
I think we had, and again, the next week when we played Bishop Carroll, close to 5,000 views on the YouTube. Now, tonight we're on YouTube. We had to build a different platform due to the fact that we were having some problems with the software. We're going to figure it out, but Matt Peterson did a great job of being able to get that on the stream, but we will be without having a clock or the score up there, so we'll try to give that to you just as much as we possibly can. And I was going to say Matt might be able to turn to, and it's a little tight down there in that north part of the end zone to catch the clock during every timeout. But anyway, Hutchinson getting set to come onto the field as the team starting to form behind the banner over there. Hey, you never know what's going to happen. You and I also, a lot of people were saying, okay, what's going to happen next week? Going to have a game at home? There's so many scenarios, and just go over just how many teams basically are over 500. Hutchinson's sitting there right now, could be 500 after this game. Who knows?
Well, there are 12 teams in the 5A West. A total of 16 teams in the 5A Western Division. 12 of them are going to finish the season at 500 or better. There's quite a log jam with
both at the top and down the middle.
Right. There are two teams in the West there are 6 teams in the West at 5-2, and then a couple of teams at 4-3. So who knows what's going to happen. You look up at the top, Capon and Hayes and Bishop Carroll all at 6-1. Then Andover is already done. They played Goddard on Thursday night last night, and they won that game. So Andover finished 6-2. Then Maize South, Maize, Wichita Northwest, Salina Central, Wichita Heights, all at 5-2.
Yep.
So
and Eisenhower at 4-3 right there, and Hutch at 4-3. So everybody's kind of log jam, and it just depends on who's going to upset. Again, Billy Watson, the fine sports writer for the News, talks about the fact that we could be at Northwest, and that's a possibility. We could be either at Salina Central, Northwest, or who knows, we could be back here at Maize.
Lots of different scenarios, and it's possible Hutchinson will get a home game.
Yep.
But right now, there are a lot of good teams on the western part of 5A in the state of Kansas. And when you look at Eisenhower and Hutchinson, they are tied not only on the record, they're tied on the tiebreaker on the point differential right now.
You know, and you don't worry about that because you're going to play next week, and that's what's important. It doesn't matter if you're at home or on. Well, it doesn't matter, but what I'm trying to say is you're just going to be glad that you're in the playoffs, and we're going to see what is going to happen. They're having a coin flip right now. It looks like Hutchinson has won the toss, and they're going to defer to the second half of play. Hutchinson will defend the goal to the south, and we'll be going right to left as you watch and listen. And again, so glad to have you along tonight, either if you're on the stream, on the Hutch Post stream, which is on YouTube, or if you're listening via the app, if you brought it to the game, love to have that. I kind of hope people start to pick up on that a little bit because you can listen to the post-game show for sure as you head home. Now, the app is going to be just like regular streaming, a few seconds behind, and that could get frustrating to you unless you like to see what's going to happen and then hear our call on it. If not, again, so glad to have you along. And then tomorrow, it'll be on the NFHS Sports Network as well, as we'll have that loaded up tomorrow morning on the Hutchinson side of the ledger.
I really like that KWBW app because the signal is always crystal clear no matter where you're at in the universe.
It's easy to upload. Just either go to your Android store, Google Play, or also go to the Apple Store and just put in KWBW or put in HutchPost.com. Either one, you're able to upload that app and take it with you, and you will definitely enjoy it. Matter of fact, you go to listen live, and you can go right to the Salt Hawk Sports Network and be able to listen there. So we will be towing it up, getting set to kick off. Coming up, and it'll be Runyon will be towing up that football, the freshman for Hutch High. And deep to return to receive the reception is going to be, looks like Peyton Ritter is going to be back there. We'll check a couple other names back there as well. So actually they have 4 deep to possibly catch this kick. So Runyon will get set to kick off.
A lot of open turf that he could pooch it into in the middle of the field.
And we're about underway, and there we go. The kick is on its way, and it's going to sail out of bounds at the 15, right around there at the 10. Bounce out of bounds. A flag will be thrown on the play, and they'll come out and play it at the 35. So Hutchinson kicked it to nobody, which is a safe situation, so you don't have the return. And we're going to see Avery Johnson for the first time. You and I are pretty high on this kid. He plays every sport extremely well, very fast, and boy, is he ever getting recruited, and he's only a junior.
An explosive, electric, exciting player. When he came into the game a couple of years ago as a freshman, he's only a junior this year. A couple of years ago as a freshman, he came into the game and threw 2 touchdown passes against Hutchinson.
He's going to be in the shotgun. Looks like he has Deshaun Carter at one of the running back spots. They're wearing their black uniforms with red numerals. The turn to give to Carter. He's got some room, and then he's tripped up right after he got past the line of scrimmage. Good stop out there by the Salt Hawks. Pickup of 4 yards on the carry, 2nd down and 6. So Carter, a running back, 5'11". He's also a junior. They are a young team. When you got Cahoon out there at one of the wide receiver spots, which he played at Hutchinson a couple years ago. His dad has a business in Hutchinson. Good athlete. And then you have Johnson, a junior as well. Now you have Carter back there as a running back. They're going to be strong. There's a keeper by Johnson. Showing his speed on the outside. They're going to try to contain him and bring him down right at the 40-yard line. Great effort over there by the Salt Hawks to come up with the stop. Who else? Ben Patterson.
He ran him down, made a good tackle. Just a gain of 1 on the play.
Cunningham over there on the stop as well. Good job by Nolan and Ben on the stop over there. Just as Johnson tried to turn that corner. 3rd down and 5. He picked up a couple yards, however. Glenn Grunwald along with Dan Nacarado. Glad to have you along from Maize, Kansas tonight. And the last game of the regular season between these two teams. Johnson barks out the signal, turns, gives it to Carter again. He'll bounce into one of his offensive linemen and gives a chance for Hutchinson defensively to get in there. And coming in was Hippen for the stop. So pickup of about 4 on the play. It's going to make it down to 4th down and 1. And are they going to decide to go for it or not? Or are they going to punt the football away? Looks like they might line up. And let's see if they do go for it, or is it a fake? Or are going to just trying to get Hutch to jump? Nope. They're going to go for it. Johnson with the ball. Wants to throw it. He's going to be pursued on him, and he gets the first down. Needed a yard, and he got a yard and a half. Enough knowledge by Johnson over there to know exactly where he had to go, and he skittered out of bounds, to use a Rusty Hilst terminology, and it's good for the first down. 1st and 10 now from the 46-yard line of Maize.
It's hard to keep Avery Johnson from picking up positive yards. He's so fast and explosive.
So back in the shotgun again is Johnson. Carter's on his hip on that left side. Your wideouts are split both wide, left and right. He wants to throw the football now. He gets out of pressure. Coming up with him is a couple of linebackers. He gets away from them, and now he's going to be on his horse and all the way across the 50. Caught by Patterson, though, with a shoestring tackle. Brings him down there at the Hutchinson 49-yard line, pick up a 5. So there you look like you got him in a sack, and he, again, that magician, he's the Houdini out there, gets away from him, and makes it a 2nd down and 5 effort.
Play was designed to be a pass, but that's what Avery Johnson does, and he is the most dangerous when he improvises and scrambles.
Pretty good job of only giving up 5 yards there, because Coach is concerned about his secondary kind of cheating a little bit, trying to come up a little bit and getting burnt.
Ben Patterson tripped him up after a 5-yard gain, or it would have gone a lot further.
Shotgun formation, to turn and give. Running back on that left side. It's a different person than Carter, though. And carrying the football out there. Looked like number 13, I think it was Landon Helm. Jefferson on the stop. So they'll line up again. Johnson, the quarterback, out of the shotgun, wants to throw it, goes left side, a catch is made. Newquist on the tackle, but not before they got the first down on a 3rd and short situation. Good catch over there on that far side. Coming up with the catch was Helm. He knew exactly, Dan, how far he needed to go for the first down and got it there.
Didn't get a lot of yardage, but picked up the first down, and that was what the objective was.
Helm will split wide to the right side now. And over on that far side is going to be Justin Stevens. He'll split out wide. Ball on the left hash mark. 1st and 10 for Maize. No score as of yet, just underway. There's a run straight up the middle and a good pickup of about 5 yards on the carry. Looks like it's going to be Tavian Williams, the running back. And it'll be Cunningham on the stop, 2nd down and 4. So they'll line up in that single setback right behind Avery Johnson. Wideouts left and right. This time the ball in the middle of the field. Wants to throw the football, comes across, catches made, and a first down. Down to about the 27-yard line. So Maize with a strike right there. Nice catch made over there by Stevens. And you mentioned to me that he's one of the main wide receivers when you did your scouting report.
He makes a lot of catches. He caught 5 passes last week against Derby.
Johnson turns, gives. This time it's Carter again. He's got some room. He's all the way down to the 20-yard line. Pick up a 7 on the play. And Deshaun Carter comes in with fresh legs again, and they'll mark it at the 11. So it'll be a pickup, or 1st down, that is, 2nd down, that is, 2nd short. Ball's on the 21. 2nd and 4. Play comes in for the sidelines.
See Dorian Hippen back on that defensive line after he played fullback for a few weeks.
Johnson and Carter in the backfield for the Maize Eagles. No scores up yet. 2nd down and 4. They'll throw it on the outside. It's a lateral, and it's going to be caught and then thrown down for a loss. Big defensive play in there by Hutchinson as Newquist comes in. And unable to get away was Helm from Newquist. Loss on the play. It'll bring it back to about the 3rd and 7. That was a lateral.
Okay.
And then coming up quickly was Newquist to make the read on that, and he didn't let Helm go anywhere.
Made a tackle for loss. Looks like they lost 2 or 3 yards on that.
3rd down and 7.
Good play by Newquist.
Well, they read it perfectly, and they tried to, I couldn't tell if it was a bubble screen. I don't believe it was. A single wide out on our right side.
One of those missile passes.
Here's Johnson. The turn. Oh, he wants to keep it. Now he's trying to get rid of the ball. Throws it on the outside. Catch is made on that far side, but then out of bounds. The play is made. It'll be good enough for the 1st down. And coming up was a wide receiver out there. That'll be Aiden Doty. Doty makes the catch, and it was a big one. He needed 7 and got about 10, Dan. And it's going to set up a 1st and 10 when they mark it right at the 10-yard line.
It's giving 14 on
Yeah,
that
they'll
catch.
mark it at the 11, so it's not a 1st and goal situation. It's a 1st and 10 from the 11-yard line. Here's the snap to Johnson, straight ahead running. Carter's got the angle on the right side, trying to turn back toward the end zone. He's in there. Carter from 11 yards out on the score. That all happened at the 5:52 mark of this first half of play, first quarter of play. It was a 11-yard run. So it's 6-0 already. Maize with the early lead at the 5:52 mark on an 11-yard run. Carter had plenty of room on that right side. I thought he might try to go toward the pylon, but he didn't need to. And now the extra point try. There's a hold by Helm. The kick is up and on its way, and it is good. And your score with 5:52 to go in this first quarter of play, it's Maize 7 and Hutchinson nothing. We'll take a timeout, a 30-second break, and be back for the Maize kickoff right after this on the Salt Hawk Sports Network.
Hutchinson High School Sports is on air thanks to these outstanding Salt Hawk boosters. The Medicine Shop, Portfolio Recovery Associates, Hayden's & Co. Salon and Beyond, American Family Insurance Agent Travis Rodenbaugh, APAC Shears, Pools Plus, First National Bank, Next Tech Wireless, the Summit of Hutchinson with Doctors Lowen and Severud, Prairie Star Health Center, Ashcraft Pharmacy, Axel's Taxi, and Edward Jones Financial Advisor William Thacker. Thanks for listening.
Need to send someone money? Pay a babysitter? Split the bill? Use First Pay. It is the person-to-person payment option located right inside your online banking app. There is no need to download an additional application. It is simple, safe, and secure. We're first for you. Visit fnbhutch.bank to learn more, or click on your First National Bank app to get started. You can also stop into a location nearest you, and we're happy to help. First National Bank of Hutchinson, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Welcome back, 7-0, Maize on top, 5:52 to go in quarter number 1. Derby 7, Maize South 0. That's in the first quarter of play. Heston over Clearwater 7-0. And Liberal 6, Wichita North 0 in the first quarter play. We'll keep up on the scores tonight because a lot of them have to do with who goes where. Here comes the kick down, and it's going to be taken in stride at about the 11-yard line by the Hutchinson returner. He's up the sidelines on the right side, and that's going to be King as he carries it all the way out to the 46-yard line. A wonderful return by King, and that's Terrell King. He is a freshman. As he came out and turned it around that right side and took it right in stride up the sideline. He's going to be exciting to watch, and he's getting a lot of pats on the back on that far side. That taps on the helmet. So they'll mark it officially at about the 43-yard line. That was a nice return by King up that right sideline for the return. So just as we talked about, Terrell King might see some action tonight. There's a throw on the outside. Catch is made over there by Miller, short of the 50-yard line, but a pickup of about 7 on the play. So King's nice return from about the 15 to the 43 set up that first down. And now Miller caught it over there. Gain of 6 on the catch. And Lang's connected on his first pass. So second down, and we'll say it's a long 4 for Hutchinson, just short of midfield at the 49. Hogan's back in the formation. Give it to Kokar, end around on the left side on the rocket toss. He spins at the 45 all the way down to the 41. First and 10, Hutchinson, as Kokar comes around that left side and took it straight up the middle. Takes it all the way down. They'll mark it at the 41. Great run by Kokar from the 49 down to the 41. So a gain of 10 on the play. And I'll move it over in the left hash mark. Kokar will be on that left slot. No, right slot, excuse me. And Armstrong set up in that left slot. There's a man in motion. Turn to give to Hogan. Hogan, quick opener. He's across the 30 or 35 down to about the 31-yard line. Short of the first down by about 1.5 yards. Great run right there by Hogan. And you and I both talked about it, Dan. We're thinking that he might have a big game tonight because he's starting to get it together. He's healthy, feeling pretty good. Had a great game last week. See if he can tack onto it this week.
Hutchinson offense is clicking right now. That offensive line controlling the line of scrimmage.
Second down and 1 from the 41. Give up the middle to Hogan again. Can he get that yard? I think he did. They'll move it to the 30-yard line. I said 41. It's to the 31. First and 10 for Hutchinson. They move the chains.
Like the way that Hutchinson offensive line is blocking right now. That Sammy Christians, Mason Seitz, Cooper Doobie, Chase Kepler, and Daley Van Sickle.
Kepler getting it done with a bad wheel, but you know what? He's all taped up. He's ready to go. As he wants to have a big game against the Eagles. Here's Lang, the quarterback, up under center. This time he has Patterson in the backfield. Wants to throw the football. Patterson getting some protection across the middle. Catch is made at the 20-yard line all the way down to the 15. That's Hogan on the catch. And that's what they're going to do. They're probably going to key on Kokar, which is going to leave Hogan with an opportunity to make some catches. That moves the chains. It's a first and 10. They'll take it all the way down to the 14. Nice catch by Hogan. This will set up a first and 10 for Hutchinson inside the red zone for the first time tonight. They trail it 7-0. Maize marched it down on a 6-play, 65-yard with 11-yard touchdown. There's Hogan. He dances to the left, and he's stopped down to about the 14-yard line. Probably no gain on the play. They'll bring up a second down and 10. They actually said he lost a half a yard. So second down and just a little over 10 to go for the first down. Maize took it right down the field and scored. Now Hutchinson trying to take it right down the field and equal that score. Again, 7-0, Maize on top. We do not have a scoreboard or a clock tonight. We had to switch to some different software. Matt did a great job of getting us lined up on a different program, and we apologize for that, but we did get on the air. On the HutchPost.com is what I'm referencing. And timeout's going to be taken, I believe, by the Salthawks. Hutch wants to take a timeout, and they have not stopped the clock. They let it run for about 10 seconds there. We'll take a break. We'll be back. 2:49 to go in this first quarter of play. We'll be back in 30 seconds right here on the Salthawk Sports Network.
Your loved one is 65 or over. It's that time again. Time to review your Medicare Part D coverage. Plan options change every year, but Ashcraft Pharmacy, your locally owned Health Mart pharmacy, can help you make sense of it all. We have special software that can help you compare plans and choose the best options so you get the medications you need at the lowest out-of-pocket cost. Stop by Ashcraft Pharmacy in South Hutchinson today, or give us a call to set up your free Medicare plan review. Health Mart, caring for you and about you.
Second down and 10, excuse me. Hutchinson wanted to make sure they had, Dan, what they wanted in that playbook set up.
Notice the play clock was clicking down, and they figured they'd better burn a timeout so they didn't get backed up 5 yards.
So, second down and 10. Lang wants to throw it as a receiver out there. Catch is made down to about the 5-yard line. Miller with the catch on the outside. And what did I say in the pregame? somebody else is going to have to step up. And so far it's been Malachi Miller. 2 big catches for the young man, and that one was a nice one. Now Hutch quickly breaks huddle, gets set up. They're going with a hurry-up offense. Hutchinson with the ball first and actually third down and about 2, and a flag on the play, and I think it might have been, Maize might have been drawn offside. If it is, that's an automatic first down at half the distance to the goal. Let's check the call.
Ball's at the 6-yard line right now.
Hutch sent a man in motion. It is encroachment on the defense, so half the distance to the goal. Automatic first down for the Salt Hawks. So it was on the 6. It'll take it to the 3, Dan.
First and goal at the 3. That's a pretty good scoring opportunity.
Lang, the quarterback, goes to the right side, up straight ahead, running by
Hogan.
Let's see if he got there or not. Short of the touchdown, but
doesn't have much more to go.
Move the chains. Be a second down and goal. Ball set right at the 1-yard line. Gain of 2 on the play, so second and goal from the 1. Hutch trying to tie this game up. Lang, the quarterback, to turn the keeper by Lang. He's into the end zone for 6. Or check that. They just came out and spotted it right at the 1-foot line. Set his knee, went down. Boy, I could have swore he got into the end zone, but they say not. So I apologize for the false call right there.
It fooled me as well, Glenn, and the ball is spotted just an inch or 2 short of the goal line.
His knee must have hit there, Dan, is all I can ascertain. So it'll be a third down and goal. And this is a big play right here for Hutch. You kind of feel like you got to fake and head toward a pylon. Lang, the quarterback, he's in there, gets set underneath, sends a man in motion. He'll sneak it across. Yes, he's into the end zone. A 1-yard touchdown run by Nick Lang, the senior quarterback for Hudson. That's put 6 on the board for the Salt Hawks. 7-6 your score with 56 seconds left to go in this first quarter of play. A nice drive by Hutchinson. Key was a return by Terrell King that took it all the way to about the 43-yard line. Hutch is 43. And then was able to, with a couple catches by Miller, run by Hogan, kick is on, it's up, and it is good. We're tied with 7 apiece with 56 seconds remaining to go in the first quarter of play. We'll wait the Hutchinson kickoff coming your way right after this 30-second timeout on the Salt Hawk Sports Network.
Forward, always moving, never stagnant. Together, nothing great is ever accomplished without it. At Fee Insurance Group, we've been working side by side with our clients for more than a century. Together with individuals, organizations, and communities, we look ahead to protect the people, places, and things they love. We're Fee Insurance Group. Forward, together.
You. So glad to have you along, and a nice drive by Hutchinson. Again, Key was the king return all the way out to close to midfield. Then Hutchinson got a couple big catches by Malachi Miller. Hogan with a couple runs, Hogan with a good catch, and then the run in by Lang from 1 yard out makes it 7-7 tie.
That's a 57-yard drive that ate up about 5 minutes. Only less than a minute to play in the first quarter now. Maize with a good sustained drive to start the game, and then Hutchinson answered.
So here comes the kickoff. It's up and on its way, and it is airborne toward the end zone, and Runyon puts it into the end zone. It'll be a touchback. So Hutch defense comes out. Here comes Maize. This could be a high-scoring game when you look. 56 ticks left to go in this first quarter play. We're already at 7 apiece. Bueller 14, Circle nothing in the first quarter of play. Also, Cheney and Larned locked up at 7-7 tie. And a couple other scores, Heston 13, Clearwater nothing. Derby 21, Maize South 0. Those are all first quarter action scores.
Bueller very well could earn the #1 seed.
Yes, they could.
In
they got
4A.
A fine team. That's a stacked 4A class this year, and it's going to be even worse next year. But still, you're exactly right. So here comes Avery Johnson. He'll bring them out. He'll set it up 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. Johnson Keeps it, goes around the right side, has some room. In pursuit out there, trying to get to him, and they will. That'll be Hackney to bring him down. Hackney used his speed on the outside. He was getting beat, but he pulled down Johnson. It's good enough for the first down, but Hackney did not allow him to get the big gainer. He got over 10 yards, which is big enough. They'll mark it at the 39. So that's a 19-yard pickup. Avery Johnson using his feet not so much as his arm in the early going here. So 1st and 10 for the Maize Eagles. They're on the drive with it on their own 39-yard line. Johnson on the left. Now he wants to go to the right side. Finds some room. Here comes Hackney again. He drives after him, misses it, but he makes him step out of bounds.
he ran around for about 8 seconds for no gain.
So no gain on the plays, and it brings up a 2nd down. They'll actually give him about a half a yard. And Hackney tried to get him on his shoestrings again and missed, but it was enough to force him to swagger out of bounds.
Well, the play was designed for him to run off tackle to the left, and he reversed his field several times.
All right, here we go. 1st and 10. Check that 2nd down and 10 for Maize. Johnson with all kinds of time. Throws it downfield, tipped away, and then just about caught. Hackney and Cunningham were down there. His intended receiver, Dan, was Aiden Doty, and it actually went off a Salt Hawk hand and just about into Doty's hands.
It was a good pass. Had it not been deflected, it would have been caught for a pretty big gain.
First quarter score, Dan. Wichita Northwest 20, Hayes nothing.
Wow.
So 3 scores put up by the Grizzlies.
There was a flag
on the number 1 team in 6A on the West. Flag on the play against Hutchinson. Replay second. Oh, actually against Maize. They'll back it up and replay 2nd down.
Just 12 seconds to play in the first quarter.
It's been a fun first quarter. Good drives by both teams, and now Maize on the offensive roll, but they got a 2nd down and what? 39 to go. Is that right? 2nd down and 25 to go. Yeah,
right.
Ball's on. Was on the 39. Now it's back to the 25-yard line. Now they want to snap it. Here's Johnson, throws it across. There's a little bubble screen over on that left side. Some room to run over there. Caught on the outside, and finally Hutchinson was able to come up in pursuit, short of the 1st down by a long ways, but they got about half of that 25 yards they needed to get to the 1st down back. Mark it at the 34. So a big 3rd down play here. Hutchinson can't sell out and let Johnson run for the 1st down, which he is capable of getting the big run.
That's right. That finished off the first quarter.
And that is the end of the first quarter play. We go to the second as they march down to the south and reset to football. Hutchinson and Maize all locked up at 7-7 tie. We will be back with more right after this 1-minute timeout on the Salt Hawk Sports Network.
The end of summer is always a sad time for us here at Pools Plus. Swimming pools are all closed up, but grills and fire pits are lit up for fall. And Pools Plus has the perfect outdoor furniture setup to help entertain your crew. Come to Pools Plus and shop all the fun, bright-colored rockers, Adirondacks, tables, and more. Buy a spa and search for the downtown Hutch Pumpkin during October right here at Pools Plus. Shop local. Shop Pools Plus, 21 East 1st in downtown Hutchinson.
Apex Shears has deep roots in Kansas. This is Tom Stivers. We were started by George Shears in 1874, just 3 years after the founding of Hutchinson, and are Hutchinson's first contractor. Apex Shears is known for big highway projects, but think local when you need a new driveway, parking lot, or other paving project. Apex Shears is proud to provide local jobs and employ local people.
Back to pass. As Johnson, he's going to go long as a receiver out there, incomplete. Cahoon could not stretch far enough to get to the ball. Cahoon showing some speed, but a nice matchup back there. Hackney had him covered, and also back there defensively was Hunter. Both of them going stride for stride on that long pass. And it's a 4th down punt situation. Why not go for the long one like Johnson did there? He's capable of doing that, and he showed it a really strong arm right now, how he could throw the ball. That's why he's being sought after by so many teams, and he's only a junior.
Very heavily recruited. He might make a decision before his senior year even starts.
And gets set to punt the football away. Hudson has 2 people deep. Well, actually, Newquist, he's deep back at the 20-yard line. Here it sails. It'll bounce at about the 25 and then take a Maize bounce all the way down to the 10, and that's where Hutch will set up shop. 1st and 10 from their own 10-yard line for Hutchinson. As in the second quarter now, 11:20-39 to go in the second quarter, and it's 7-7 tie here. Garden City 7, Great Bend nothing in the first quarter of play. That's a good one. And Marion and Lions nothing in the first quarter of play. So some big games as the week number 8, final week of the season for most teams, and even some of the other ones lower classification in playoffs. We're getting set to be in playoffs.
That was a 56-yard
net.
Yeah,
that was a heck of a punt. So Lang will set up his quarterback. He'll send Kokar in motion, gives away straight ahead, a lot running, and that's going to be Hogan. He's met the line of scrimmage and dropped actually for a loss on the play. So it's going to ring up a second down, and let's see if they give the forward momentum. Second down and 10's the call. So no loss on the play, but still nothing there. It's like smacking into the wall, isn't it? That defensive front for the Maize Eagles. Some good size up front.
Maize defended that one very well.
So Lang gets set. He's down under center. Gets the snap. Quick pass on the outside. Kokar has it. He's at the 10. Cuts back against the grain. Trying to reverse it all the way around. Trying to pick up a block here, and there he has some room. He's across the 15 up to the 20-yard line. He has the first down, and that's what Kokar gives you. Yards after the catch. Now, unconventionally, you always say, hey, don't reverse around. But in that case, and if you're Kokar and have that speed, there you showed what he could do. He got the first down and moved it out.
Turned it into a 12-yard gain. He was clear over on the Hutchinson sideline when he caught the pass. Reversed his field. Nick Lang even got in the action to throw a block for him after he threw the pass.
You're always worried about play offensive lineman downfield or something like that when you have, or block in the back or whatever you're going to have. Here's Lang, throws it on the outside. Miller, incomplete pass off his fingertips. Had a quick out over there, covered nicely by Cody Eubanks.
Prior to that pass, Nick Lang was 4 for 4 on passing. That's the first incomplete pass attempt for Hutchinson in this game.
Southeast of Saline 14, Scott City nothing. That's in the first quarter of play. Derby 28, Maize South nothing now. So Derby, they're trying to put an exclamation mark on a great season they're having in the Arcs Valley Chisholm Trail League. Again, straight ahead running. That's going to be Hogan. And he carries forward, rolls forward to about the 28. Short of the first down by about 4 yards. So it'll be a third down and 4 coming. Hayes is on the board, 20-6 right now. Wichita Northwest leads that one.
Maize South looked to have Hayes beat last week, and Hayes came storming back with some really good athletes and found a way to win that game.
Here's the third down and 4 from the 28 for Hutch High. Lang the quarterback. Here's the snap. He'll take it to the right side. He'll keep it himself and turns it upfield. And he gets up across the 35, or close to the 35. Let's check where they mark it. It will be enough for the first down, so they'll move the chains. The Salt Hawks with a nice run there by Lang.
Ran the option to the right and elected to keep it. Picked up 5 yards for the first down.
Clock showing 9:20 to go in the second quarter of play. Hutch 7, Maize 7. Maize was the first one to score in the ball game with 5:52 to go in the first quarter of play. Hutchinson just put one on the board a little while ago in the start of this second quarter. Here they go. Hogan, quick opener, gets up to the 35. Pickup of a couple, so second down and 8 now. The call for Hutch High. Hutch with a couple of wide receivers out there for the Salt Hawks.
Kellen O'Sullivan up
exactly.
On the far side. Malachi Miller on the near side.
Both capable of the big play. Here's Lang, the quarterback. Second down, and we'll say 8. Ball on the 35. Gets the pitch away to Kokar, and then he's tripped up. Brings up a third down and about, we'll say 7. Just across the 36. It's 3rd and 7 now for Hutch High. Burgess is in the lineup as well right now. He'll set up in one of those slots. So you got Kokar in that left slot, Burgess in the right slot, Hogan directly behind Lang. Miller in the right side. Here it goes to Kokar, and he's thrown for a loss. That time they read it. They read the rocket pitch on the left side, and it's thrown back to the 30. It'll be punt time for the Salthawks.
That was Dakota Shook getting into the backfield. The senior read the play right from the beginning, and Noah Kokar had nowhere to go after he caught the pitch.
No, he really didn't. He read that absolutely perfect. So 4th down and 13 now to go, and Hutch will have to punt the football away. So they'll have 2 upbacks at about the 40. They'll have pretty good field position unless they really boom a big one here. That low snap, but this got the kick away just in time. And it's going to take a Maize bounce all the way back and finally touched and picked up right there. Boy, howdy, did that ever take a big Maize bounce the opposite direction. Hutch now defensively will have to set up.
Because of that bounce that went back towards Hutchinson, it ends up just an 11-yard net on that punt. Compare that to the 56-yard net punt that Maize had on the previous possession, and they flipped the field.
Marked it at the Hutchinson 41-yard line. Maize with wonderful field position. 7:05 to go in his first quarter of play. We're tied at 7 apiece. Johnson, the quarterback. Carter still in the backfield, the running back. Johnson, long snap count. There he gets it. The turn, the give to Carter around that left side. He bounces outside. He's struck and dropped at about the 36-yard line. Pickup of about 4 on the play for the Maize High Eagles.
Yet another open field tackle made by Devin Hackney.
7-7 tie with 6:49 to go in his second quarter of play. Hutchinson defense being called on to get a big stop with this high-powered offense that Maize Eagles have. Boy, they lost a heartbreaker last week, a 1-point loss in overtime. They tried to go for the 2-point conversion to beat Derby, was not able to get it. Here's a give again to Carter on the left side, gets away from the defensive end and pushed forward all the way to the churning, all the way down to the 26-yard line. Nifty run by the Maize Eagles. Hutchinson came up and closed on him, and trying to make the step was Dylan Garrett.
Yeah, Dylan Garrett did a nice job of pursuing the play, didn't assume the tackle would be made, and it's a good thing he was there.
Dylan Garrett with the stop. Now we'll set up a first down for Maize High, deep inside of Salthawk territory, mark the ball at the 27. So Avery Johnson, the quarterback, claps his hands, the turn. He'll keep it himself around the right side. Down to the 20, cuts back against the grain, and all the way down to about the 16-yard line. That'll be another, well, he's going to be short of about a yard, short of the first down. I was going to give it to him already. It'll be a 2nd down and 1.
So we'll give him a 9-yard gain.
He'll mark it at the 18. 2nd down and 1. The give to Carter's. Off tackle, and is going to be finally throw for a loss. Coming up on the tackle is going to be Griffin Cook to make the stop. Cook gets him hog-tied at about the pickup of down to about the 15-yard line. See where they spot it.
His forward progress gave him
no gain on the play. There we go. So still a 3rd and 1, but it's 3rd and short for the Maize Eagles. Johnson still back in shotgun formation. Wants to run the ball. He'll take it around the left side. He has the first down and steps out of bounds at about the 14. That'll give him a first down and a flag on the play. So hold on before you move the chains. Let's see what this one's going to be about. It could be a hold from that spot on the field. 7-7 tie with 5:01 to go, second quarter of action. It will be a retake of the down, as it's going to be against the Maize Eagles, so that'll back it up a little bit. It'll be a 10-yard march off, so that'll be a 3rd down, and we'll call it 11.
That's a big penalty. It's from the spot of the foul. Remember, Avery Johnson would have picked up the first down, and Maize would have had the ball on the Hutchinson 14. Instead, moved the ball all the way back to the 29.
It will be a 3rd down and 11, we'll call it. Johnson still in the shotgun. Again, he has Carter on his left hip. Wideouts left and right. It's going to be Cahoon on the left side. He wants to throw the ball. He's got Cahoon wide open. catching it for the touchdown is going to be Justin Stevens. Stevens was wide open. I thought he was going to Cahoon, but he did not. And all of a sudden, it is 13-7. Maize on top with 4:37 to go in the second quarter of play. Great play action pass by Johnson, and he had a wide open Stevens down there for the touchdown. After the Hutchinson got the big play to make it a 3rd down and 11.
It was a good play action fake.
So they'll set up to kick the extra point again. Towing it through will be Seagraves, Cole Seagraves. He is a senior for Maize High. Here comes the kick. It's up and on its way, and it is good. And your score with 4:37 remaining to go in this second quarter of play, it's the Maize Eagles 14, Hutch High Salt Hawks 7. We'll be back for the Maize kickoff right after this 30-second timeout right here on this Salt Hawk Sports Network.
Hutchinson Community College and Blue Dragon Athletics are proud to support the Hutchinson Salt Hawks. Whether you're working towards your degree or are a busy working individual with limited time to attend class, Hutch CC has what you're looking for. And for those still in high school, Hutchinson Community College's Step Ahead program provides a head start on a quality education, and it may not cost the student anything. Visit hutchcc.edu or call 888-GO-HUTCH for more details. And good luck this season to the Salt Hawks.
Maize High with the lead at 14-7 with 4:37 remaining to go in the second quarter of play. Bryson Brownlee on the board tonight. Country actually on KWBW tonight, 1450 AM and 98.5 FM. As Bryson was busy with Newsies last week at Sterling College. Did a great job. Played the part of Pulitzer. Was outstanding in that production. It was a great one. Here comes the approach the football, and the kick is up and on its way, and it's going to be into the end zone. Touchback out to the 20. That's where Hutchinson will set up shop. 1st and 10 from the 20. It'll be Hutchinson football, 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. Hutch will set up shop right there, 1st and 10 from the 20. So let's see if Hutchinson can answer. Dan, as they have to go 80 yards, they can do that in 4:37.
Plenty of time to go in the second quarter to drive it down the field and score.
The difference was that punt that Hutchinson has. There's a pass on the outside. They're going to allow the catch on that far side pickup of about 8.
Another catch by Noah Kokar.
Kokar continues to be the main target for Hutch High, although Hogan did a good job gathering one in earlier. 2nd down, we'll say 2. 2nd down, a long 2 from the 28. Lang took over at quarterback for Hutch High about 3 games ago. He's been extremely effective. Actually, 2 full games of which he's been very productive, he and Kokar. And here's a rocket pitch to Kokar around the right side at the 30, cuts upfield to the 40, all the way to inside of Maize territory at the 40, 30, 20. He will not be caught as he tiptoes into the end zone for 6. That is a huge 72-yard touchdown by Noah Kokar as he took it to the house down that right side, and with that sprinter speed, he had a high step a little bit at the end, but Danny was able to get into the end zone untouched.
What a huge play by the Hutchinson Salt Hawks. Hopefully after the extra point, this game will be tied up again.
14-13 right now. Maize Eagles with a 1-point lead as the big play strike from the Salt Hawks on the rocket toss to Kokar around that right side.
72 yards.
Here's the kick. It's up and on its way, and it is good. And Hutchinson has answered that touchdown by the Maize Eagles with one of their own from 72 yards out. Noah Kokar with the sprint down the sidelines. We'll take a 30-second timeout. We'll be back for the Salt Hawk kickoff right after this on the Salt Hawk Sports Network.
Hey friends and neighbors, Nextech Wireless here with a super exciting deal. Right now is the time to get the newest iPhone or Android on us. Our friendly and knowledgeable staff is ready to get your new device set up and running right. By the way, we know that it's you who makes our business great and our neighborhoods home. Thank you, Nextech Wireless customers. Visit, call, or text 877-621-2600. We are Kansas.
Well, if anything, I got the Maize crowd kind of riled up because he was able to scoot right down the sidelines, he being Noah Kokar. Dan, that's what Noah gives to you when he comes around from that slot right there on a rocket toss. Just took it all the way down and scored it. We're tied at 14 with 3:40 to go in this second quarter of action.
That's exactly why the Hutchinson coaching staff wants to move Noah Kokar around to different places in the backfield so they can get him the ball and get him some space to show what he can do.
That time, I think he came from the slot. Other times, he comes from the slot, extended out as a wide receiver in the slot as well. Here's the kick. It is going to sail out of bounds. It'll be a touchback, and it'll come back out. And Maize will have 1st and 10. So they'll mark it, clear out to the 35-yard line. So he kicked it out of bounds. That's where they'll start up 1st and 10. So 15 yards different from what it would have been, as it would have been a touchback otherwise. Junction City leading Highland Park 20-0 right now in second quarter action, and Garden City 14, Great Bend 0. A couple other scores to pass along. We'll keep track of some of the scores tonight because it has lots of implications as to whether or not Hutchinson would have a home game or will be on the road, and exactly where on the road they would be if that happened. But neither you and I are smart enough to figure it out.
Well, there are just so many different possibilities.
There is. When you look down from 9 on down, it's just crazy. Heights is actually 9th at 5-2, tied with Central. Eisenhower 4-3, Hutch 4-3 coming into the night. Here's the kick after the Hutchinson touchdown. Short one taken at about the 25-yard line, and they decided to have Hutchinson kick off. Now a flag flies in. They're going to mark this one at about the 33-yard line. It's going to be against Hutchinson, so that'll mark it 15 more yards. So that paid off big time for Maize.
They said the freshman, Terrell King, made illegal contact with his helmet. That's a flag you don't see very often in high school football.
So that's going to mark it 15 yards down the field. Maize is in great shape with 3:36 to go in quarter two. They're going to have it at their own 48. So they're set up at the 48. 3:36 to go in this second quarter of action. Live from Maize. Of course, we're on the Maize sideline, so some of the fans you hear here are Maize fans. There's a give on the left side, and thrown for a loss all the way. Well, actually, no gain on the play. Is doing a great job coming up defensively for Hutchinson as they got it away from Stevenson.
Ben Patterson made a fantastic play because you know that he's primarily focused on Avery Johnson, the quarterback, but yet he went and made the tackle, gave a short game to the running back.
Johnson with 2 setbacks this time. They'll give it off to the right side, and they'll carry forward, and Hackney spins the player down at about the 45-yard line on the carry. Again, that was Carter. Hackney just got a hold of him, looked like a fair ride out there, spinning him around and brought him down.
7-yard gain, Deshaun Carter. I think the hardest skill in all of football is to make tackles in the open field. Devin Hackney has mastered that skill.
Yeah, he really is. He's good on that. 3rd down and 3 now from the 49 for Maize. Let's see if Hutch can set him back in here or not. Johnson, the quarterback. The give to Carter. He's going to head straight ahead running, and he's finally brought down after he crosses the 40. Good enough for the 1st down. So a nice pickup right there by Carter. And 2:20 to go in the second quarter of play. We're tied at 14 here in Maize. We apologize for not having a scoreboard on the stream if you're watching on the stream. We were darn lucky to even get it up at all. So we apologize, though, for that. And our software failure, but here's the give and around and a loose run on the outside as Carter has some room all the way down inside the 20, down to the 23-yard line. Nifty run by Carter, and he's only a junior.
That's a 22-yard gain.
So they'll mark it at the 23, 1st and 10 for the Maize Eagles with 1:48 to go before halftime.
The clock is not a problem. Maize has all 3 timeouts at their disposal. 1:40 to play in the second quarter.
Maize scored first on a big drive and took it in from 11 yards out. Here's Carter around that. No, Johnson's going to keep it. Steps one defender and steps inside to 15. So they're in the red zone now. Pickup of 5 or 4 on the play. It's going to bring up a 2nd down and 6. Johnson's showing that speed as he can go out and turn, stop and cut back against the grain and pick up more yards. So we'll give him 3 long ones. It'll bring up a 2nd down and 7. 2nd and 7 for Maize on the Hutch 15. Giveaway straight running, breaking loose. And finally Hackney comes up and stops Carter down at the 10-yard line. That's about a 5-yard pickup. 3rd down and 2. Run to 10.
Tavion Williams in the backfield now.
Williams sets up on the left side, and Johnson's going to keep it, and he's going to waltz into the end zone just about untouched. Avery Johnson with 29 seconds to go before the end of the first half of play. Took it in from about 11 yards out to make it 20-14. So Maize will come in and attempt the extra point. Back and forth is this game. Hutchinson was able to answer with a 72-yard run by Noah Kokar. Here comes the extra point. That'll be Seagraves. Cole Seagraves has a brother that's an offensive lineman on this team as well. High snap, but he gets it down in time. The kick is up, and it is good. 21-14, Maize Eagles with the lead over Hutch High. Salthawks 14, Maize Eagles 21. We'll be back with the Maize kickoff coming up right after this 30-second timeout on the Salthawk Sports Network.
Cody Smith, attorney at law and an alumni of Hutch High, would like to wish the very best to the Salthawks this season. Cody specializes in bankruptcy and other areas of the law. If you're feeling overwhelmed with debt, give Cody a call. Don't wait until creditors garnish your bank account or paycheck. Call Cody Smith, attorney at law, at 620-259-2424 or visit codysmith.law. That's .L-A-W. Cody is a debt relief attorney, helping people file for relief under the bankruptcy code. Go Salthawks.
Maize set to kick off after a nice touchdown run by Avery Johnson that was set up by the penalty. Actually was set up by the penalty that took it all the way up to the Maize 49, and they had a short field to work with 3:46 to go, and they took it right down to 29 seconds. Halftime just a few moments away, and we'll have the Medicine Shop in-game capsule coming your way. Here comes the kick, high end-over-end kick, and they're going to let it sail into the end zone. Good kick. And it'll come back as a touchback, and Hutchinson with 29 ticks left on the clock before halftime to see if they can work some magic again, Dan. I think they'll have their eye on Kokar. What do you think?
Well, Hutchinson could play it one of 2 different ways. Hutchinson will receive to start the third quarter. They could play it safe here and be content to go into the locker room down 21-14, or they could open up the offense and see if they can get a big gain.
Here we go. Hutchinson offense gets set. 29 ticks left on the clock and has it 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line, 80 yards away. Lang wants to throw it on the outside. Catch is made by Kokar. He'll get past one defender up to about the 20 and up to about the 35-yard line. Good enough for the first down, so that'll stop the clock with 20 seconds remaining. And Hutch will more than likely take a timeout and talk things over. Let's keep it here. Run down some scores real quick. Nice run by Kokar. Picked up 15. Now mark it at the 35. So now it gives you an opportunity to take some shots possibly, see what's going to happen with 20 seconds left to go in this first half.
They're in the part of the field now where they might want to open it up a little bit. But there are only 20 seconds to play in the second quarter. Hutchinson only has one more timeout. So you have to assume you only have time to run a few plays.
Smith Center right now tied up with Inman, 8-8 tie in the second quarter of play. Also Wichita Northwest 27, Hayes 19. So the Indians of Hayes are coming back.
That team never quits.
It does not. Southeast Saline 22, Scott City nothing. Southeast Saline also undefeated on the season, has only given up 12 points all season long. You might have heard that on the Kansas Kickoff pregame show. Back to passes, Lang gets it across the middle, incomplete pass. Hit made right in the middle of the field, but incomplete the pass goes. Intended receiver was Kokar.
That play took 4 seconds. Hutchinson has time to run 2, maybe 3 more plays.
So Miller will be split wide on the right side as they get their instruction from the Hutch High sidelines. Again, you're listening to Salt Hawk Football on KWBW, 1450 AM and 98.5 FM, as well as HutchPost.com. And a Hutch Post YouTube channel, as well as the Facebook page for Blue Dragon Sports. And there's a fumble, and it's going to be dropped and picked up by Maize right at the 30. So now you're giving, with 12 seconds remaining, Maize an opportunity to get something done. I errantly said Blue Dragon Sports Network. It's actually Salt Hawk Sports Network. But what a, Lang just had it stripped from his hands.
Well, really the offensive line had no chance on that play because Maize blitzed 2 additional players.
Yeah, made a difference right there. So now Maize with an opportunity. See if Johnson goes long or if they try to run it.
Maize gambled defensively. They came with the all-out blitz. There were not enough blockers to protect Nick Lang, and Maize got in there and jarred the ball loose.
So Johnson back in the shotgun. Football's going to be at the 30. Maize on top right now, 21-14, trying to add to it. They'll throw the football long down the field. He has a receiver, touchdown over the far corner. A big throw for the touchdown from 30 yards out. And Levi Drum was the receiver, and a 6 on the board for Maize. So a big play right there from 30 yards out after the turnover, and that's just what Hutchinson could not afford to have happen. They'll try to tack it on again and try to make it 28-14 before halftime. 5 seconds to go before intermission.
I think that might have actually been Bryce Cahoon.
Was it Cahoon?
Number 9.
Kick is up, and it is good. And your score with 5 seconds to go in the second quarter of play, it's Maize High 28, Hutch High 14. We await the Maize kickoff right after this 30-second timeout.
Jackson Financial Advisors are now Envision Investment Group. Due to the growth of the investment and client relations team, they have a new location to better serve you. 15 Compound Drive in Hutchinson. Stay tuned for an open house. Time and date to be announced soon. We understand there have been many changes, so please feel free to reach us at 669-8291. Check for updates at envisionig.com. Envision Investment Group, your future is our focus. Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA, SIPC.
Dan, you are correct. That was Cahoon on the catch from 30 yards out. Got a step on the defender. Of course, Bryce played his freshman year over at Hutch High. Elected to transfer to Maize, and he's a tremendous athlete, doing a good job right there. His dad played some football at Dodge City as well as at KU back in the day. Has an older brother, I believe, is going to KU as well. So here we go with the kickoff. And Hudson right now down by 2 scores. Here comes the kick, high end over end kick. It's going to be taken and then fumbled, picked up at the 4. And here comes King around that left side with some room to run around the outer area, and he's going to be dropped over there, and that'll run out the clock, and halftime is here. Your score at halftime is Maize High 28, Hutch High 14. We'll take a quick 2-minute timeout, add up all the numbers, and be back for the Medicine Shop in-game capsule coming your way right after this 2-minute timeout.
Shop when you drop your prescriptions off. The personal care you'll find there will make you feel all better. The meds you need, Medicine Shop.
Your choices at Prairie Star Health Center just keep getting better. Dr. Cecilia Hinton has joined our exceptional staff and invites you to rely on her as your primary care provider for your health and wellness concerns. And she'll be right there with you to address any chronic diseases, aggravating pain, or other issues. Dr. Hinton knows it's all about you at Prairie Star Health Center, 30th and K61 in Hutchinson.
Let's get those taxes done. At H&R Block, we can file your return by October 15th, no matter where you filed your extension. Avoid a late filing penalty and get every credit and deduction you're entitled to. Drop in and stay, or drop off and go. Or call 662-5321 to make an appointment today. At H&R Block, Hutchinson, Lyons, and Ellsworth.
Hutchinson High School sports is on air thanks to these outstanding Salt Hawk boosters. The Medicine Shop, Portfolio Recovery Associates, Hayden's & Co. Salon and Beyond, American Family Insurance Agent Travis Rodenbaugh, APAC Shears, Pools Plus, First National Bank, Next Tech Wireless, the Summit of Hutchinson with Doctors Lowen and Severud, Prairie Star Health Center, Ashcraft Pharmacy, Axel's Taxi, and Edward Jones Financial Advisor William Thacker. Thanks for listening.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back at halftime. We're at Maize High, and it's 28-14. Maize High with the lead over the Salt Hawks. Maize scored on the first drive down the field, 6 plays, 65 yards. Took it in from 11 yards out on a running play to go up 7-0. Miss Carter scoring on a running play, and then you turn around and Hutch was able to answer back with a 1-yard plunge by Nick Lang, tied it at 7 apiece. Then you turn around and Maize got another score to go up 14-7. Just as soon as the other ball was placed, you had one play from scrimmage. Kokar went around that right side and on rocket toss went 72 yards to tie it up at 14. But Maize got a short field touchdown, drove it down, and Johnson waltzed into the end zone, and then you had the turnover. Lang fumbled the football on their own 30. He had only 12 seconds remaining, and again, Maize took advantage of that with Johnson connecting to Cahoon from 30 yards out, and the score right now sets at 28-7. Individual scores, we're missing Mitch today, as he usually does the job. Mitch Bringle keeps the stats. We're missing him, but doing a good job there, Nick. I can't understand your different columns, so I'm going to let you go ahead and go over those stats.
Well, we do miss Coach Mitch Bringle. He always does a fantastic job on stats for us, and we hope that you feel better, Coach Bringle, and we look forward to seeing you again soon. For Maize, Avery Johnson, at quarterback, completed 6 out of 8 passes for 94 yards and 3 touchdowns. He also ran for 52 yards in that first half of action. The feature running back for Maize, Deshaun Carter, picked up 54 yards in the first half and scored a touchdown. For Hutchinson, quarterback Nick Lang was 6 out of 8 on passing for 66 yards, and he also rushed for another 6 yards. Zach Hogan picked up 21 yards in that first half, and Noah Kokar with the big 72-yard touchdown run, gained 72 yards on the ground, scored a touchdown, and also caught 3 passes for 36 yards in that first half. And that's about all the stats I could handle with my little pen and paper, Glenn.
Well, the big turnover was a big one. And take nothing away from Lang, like you talked about, the blitz was coming. It was stripped out of his hands. And Maize was able to jump on it. And they took advantage, like good teams do, take advantage of turnovers, and it's connected again from 30 yards out to Cahoon for the TD. And right now, that's a big difference in the ball game, because Hutchinson's going to get the ball as they come out in the second half because they deferred, and that makes that really big. But Hutchinson has showed big play possibility today, and see if they make the adjustments at halftime. That is your Medicine Shop in-game capsule, brought to you by the Medicine Shop, 14th and Main. Hey, it's time to start to check on your Medicare Part D programs. If you want to take your medication or list of your medications to the Medicine Shop, Rick and the gang will be glad to slide those into the computer and tell you what's the best program in Kansas for you. Try to save you some money. And here's the key. Those programs change from year to year as to what's on their formulary. So they might be able to save you some money, and that's what it's all about, the Medicine Shop. They do a great job with that. Rick and the gang do a great job. Don't forget, flu shots are available. Vaccines are available. It won't be too long before the other Pfizer and Moderna are approved for the booster as well. So stop in and ask them about the flu shot. They've got the gang that does. Lacey does a great job with that. They do a little bit of everything. Plus, they deliver. That's right. They deliver. Again, they're open till 1 o'clock tomorrow on Saturday. Stop in and say hi and say, hey, you heard about them on the radio at halftime as they sponsor the halftime in-game capsule. 28-14 at halftime right now. We're going to come back and review some scores from around the state of Kansas, from scores in Kansas. Some big ones happening. Matter of fact, I'm looking. Northwest Grizzlies 27, Hayes High Indians 26.
Oh, my
coming
goodness.
back. We'll take a quick 2-minute break. We'll be back with more coming your way right after this on the Salt Hawk Sports Network.
Need to send someone money? Pay a babysitter? Split the bill? Use First Pay. It is the person-to-person payment option located right inside your online banking app. There is no need to download an additional application. It is simple, safe, and secure. We're first for you. Visit fnbhutch.bank to learn more, or click on your First National Bank app to get started. You can also stop into a location nearest you, and we're happy to help. First National Bank of Hutchinson, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
At Ashcraft Pharmacy, we're committed to helping you and your wallet stay healthy.
I'm always looking for ways to save money so I can enjoy more of the things I love, like traveling. Medicare plans change each year. Fortunately, my Health Mart pharmacist at Ashcraft Pharmacy helped me understand which insurance plan would save me the most on my prescriptions.
Visit locally owned Ashcraft Pharmacy in South Hutchinson today. We have special software that can help you sort out the confusion for you too. Health Mart, caring for you and about you.
Forward. Always moving. Never stagnant. Together. Nothing great is ever accomplished without it. At Fee Insurance Group, we've been working side by side with our clients for more than a century. Together with individuals, organizations, and communities, we look ahead to protect the people, places, and things they love. We're Fee Insurance Group. Forward. Together.
The end of summer is always a sad time for us here at Pools Plus. Swimming pools are all closed up, but grills and fire pits are lit up for fall. And Pools Plus has the perfect outdoor furniture setup to help entertain your crew. Come to Pools Plus and shop all the fun, bright-colored rockers, Adirondacks, tables, and more. Buy a spa and search for the downtown Hutch Pumpkin during October right here at Pools Plus. Shop local. Shop Pools Plus, 21 East 1st in downtown Hutchinson.
Been running along with Dan Nacarado, Matt Peterson on the stream as well. Glad to have you along. It is halftime, and it's 28-14. Maize High on top of the Salt Hawks. Let's look at some scores. Right before I took the break, I said that Northwest score was 27-26 Northwest over Hayes. Right now it's Hayes 33, and that is 33 unanswered points to Northwest 27. Is that not big or what? That's number 2, Hayes. Only by a few percentage points are they number 2, as Capon is number 1. Capon is versus Heights tonight. Hayes versus number 7 in the West, Wichita Northwest. In the East is Spring Hill and Eudora up in 5A, or the class over there, and Spring Hill's at Eudora. Again, they're 7-0 at Spring Hill.
Spring Hill's the only undefeated team remaining in the whole state in 5A.
And over at Maize South is at Derby. Derby was taking it to Maize South early on. Inman now is taking the lead over Smith Center, 16-8. That's second quarter score for Coffeyville, 13, Fort Scott 8. That's halftime, and so is that Inman and Smith Center matchup. That's the first time since only a field goal that Inman has given up, and now they've given up 8-2 to the Smith Center Redmen. And other scores, Cheney 27, Lorna 13. That's the second quarter score. Let's check a couple other new ones that just came in. Andover Central 21, Arc City 0.
And Arc City defeated Maize in week 4.
And since then, you've kind of struggled a little bit, so that's kind of surprising. In the East, Blue Valley 21, Blue Valley Southwest 7 is one of the scores. Lawrence High 19, Free State 7. That's always a heck of a battle up there, the matchup of the two schools up there. These are all halftime now, by the way.
Always some good athletes at both Lawrence High and Free State.
Walmego 31, Abilene 0. The Cowboys having a tough go, and they got a brand new field to play on up there at Abilene. And Rock Creek 37, Royal Valley nothing. That's just a couple scores to pass on. Here's 28-14. Maize with the lead and a tough turnover right before halftime. Actually, about 29 seconds before halftime, and Maize was able to throw a strike to Cahoon for 6, and all of a sudden it's 28-14. But Hutchinson does get the ball to start the second half, and Hutch has been able to move the ball on this Maize defense. So that's something kind of interesting to keep an eye on and see what's going to happen. Again, we've talked about where will we fall next week in the playoffs. We don't have any idea. It could be right here back in Maize.
That's a possibility.
It could be Maize South. It could be Wichita Northwest, depending on how that game finishes. If they end up 5-3, you just don't know. Tied with Hutchinson is Eisenhower, and they play Valley Center tonight. I have not seen the score pop up on that. We're going to kind of try to keep track of that a little bit and see what's going to happen. And Heights with a big one at Capon. Capon, I think, should be able to handle that one pretty easily.
Capon is a very impressive
Capon's a
team.
really good team.
Only lost to 6-1 Carroll.
So those are just some of the other games that are taking place. Tomorrow I'll be out with Darren Dunn out in Dodge City as the Blue Dragons will try to streak together another win as they'll take on the Conquistadors. That'll be out in Dodge. That's the last regular season game of the Blue Dragons year, as they'll have a bye next week, and then they'll get set for playoffs. That'll be beginning on November 7th, and they're trying to play, trying to work their way into having a home field for that first round. Right now they're sitting outside at 5th place in the Jayhawk Conference, but that Jayhawk Conference is so talented. You have Independence on top, undefeated. You have Coffeyville on top and undefeated, and it's going to get fun. Now, Coffeyville and Indy don't play till next week, which I think is going to be a really interesting ball game in the battle in Montgomery County down there. But Coffeyville surprised me. They beat Hutch earlier in the year by a touchdown. They had 7 turnovers that added and helped that victory. But, man, have they ever done it since then? I mean, done it in big fashion.
Hutchinson really should have won that football game, but the turnovers cost them dearly. You can't give the other team 7 extra possessions and win very often.
So here's Hutchinson trailing 28-14. Second half just around the corner. Dan and I'm going to take a 1-minute timeout. We'll come back and set the stage for this second half of play, see if Hutch can get back in it. We'll be back with more right after the 60-second timeout on the Salt Hawk Sports
Stivers. We were started by George Shears in 1874, just 3 years after the founding of Hutchinson, and are Hutchinson's first contractor. Apex Shears is known for big highway projects, but think local when you need a new driveway, parking lot, or other paving project. Apex Shears is proud to provide local jobs and employ local people. Find out more about your local construction and aggregate company by visiting apexshears.com. A CRH company.
Hutchinson Community College and Blue Dragon Athletics are proud to support the Hutchinson Salt Hawks. Whether you're working towards your degree or are a busy working individual with limited time to attend class, Hutch CC has what you're looking for. And for those still in high school, Hutchinson Community College's Step Ahead program provides a head start on a quality education, and it may not cost the student anything. Visit hutchcc.edu or call 888-GO-HUTCH for more details. And good luck this season to the Salt Hawks.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back. Glenn Grunwald along with Dan Nacarado. So glad to have you along on to today's ball game. This has been a good one so far. Hutchinson with the turnover, though, that really hurt them. And we're just going to have to see what's going to happen. So see if Hutchinson could bounce back and get into this one. And Dan, you give me your thoughts real quick.
Well, that was a tough call as to whether Hutchinson should just run out the clock at the end of the second quarter, go into the locker room down 21-14, knowing that Hutchinson would receive the opening kick to start the third quarter, or should the Salthawks roll the dice a little bit and try to get something going. As it worked out on the first play of the possession, Hutchinson picked up 16 yards and felt like, well, maybe we should try to tack on a few points before we go into the locker room, and you certainly cannot fault them for thinking that way and being a little bit aggressive. But give credit to Maize, they dialed up an all-out blitz with just 29 seconds to play in the quarter, or actually less than that. I think there were something like 16 seconds to play in the quarter when that ball was snapped. Maize went with the all-out blitz. They got into the backfield, stripped the ball away from Nick Lang, and recovered the fumble. And then it didn't take long for Avery Johnson to connect with Bryce Cahoon and put the ball in the end zone.
Yeah, he threw it nice ball to him as well.
It hit him right in stride, and Maize ends up going into the locker room ahead 28-14. But as you said, Glenn, Hutchinson gets the ball. All season long, Hutchinson has played pretty well in the third quarter in particular, so it would certainly go a long ways to make this an exciting football game if Hutchinson can put some points on the board on this first drive.
And again, Hutchinson will be getting the ball to start this second half of play, which is going to be, that's a big deal, I think, from a Hutchinson standpoint to see what can take place.
Absolutely perfect conditions for high school football tonight at Maize, Kansas. Comfortable temperature, no wind whatsoever, and it's just a great night for football here at Maize.
Well, the gremlins are in our equipment. We're trying to plug in the computer, Dan, and it is just not cooperating on our plug to get power, so we hope we can keep the stream going.
With your electric personality, maybe if you just touch that keyboard, it'll give it a jolt and get that battery activated.
Well, that's not the key as to what's going to take place. So anyway, we're going to have to see what is going to take place here in just a little bit, is trying to get power to our computer as well.
We've got 1 minute to kick off until the third quarter gets underway. You want to take another 30-second break?
Yeah, let's take a quick half-minute break. We'll be back with more right after this.
Hey friends and neighbors, Nextech Wireless here with a super exciting deal. Right now is the time to get the newest iPhone or Android on us. Our friendly and knowledgeable staff is ready to get your new device set up and running right. By the way, we know that it's you who makes our business great and our neighborhoods home. Thank you, Nextech